What what can you tell me about Lemuria?
I think that what we will mention and what we will share about Lemuria is not so much its vast history, which can be easily accessed through many sources, but that it was a great experience, a bit like an experiment of a civilization living in light. And one moment, living in light, and as with every physical experience, as it was a physical place on this planet, there is contrast, and the contrast, the shadow, was somehow, in some form, basically ignored instead of embraced. And this created an imbalance of what we would say in a physical realm, too much light, and it did lead to the destruction of many of the inhabitants because they were not prepared for the dark. And we will not describe what that looked like at this juncture. So there is always the need for a healthy balance of not fearing the dark, but also not ignoring the dark.
Are you talking internally or externally dark?
It's the same. It is no different.
You mean for them? Because, like, for me, I mean, obviously it's different if I see some scary thing in the room versus if I have it in my head.
It can only appear in the room because it is in the head. It cannot appear separate than what is in the head of the physical being.
And that's everything in my world?
You are confusing two things. We're talking of Lemuria.
Right, so in Lemuria, the darkness that they weren't prepared to face was internal and external.
It was,
Okay,
of course, first, as we would say, internal in the thought processes,
right.
in the mind, in the beliefs, in the subconscious. And the cunning of the dark energy used this as a platform to form something outside in the physical realm that was not being faced or looked at until it was all too late. The galactic councils decided that before too much danger, so to speak, was released onto the whole planet, that they would move Lemuria into another dimension that would have no physical access to Earth because their technologies were so advanced that if a dark force could get to use it, it would wreak havoc on the whole cosmos. So it was speak, put somewhere else, and the souls left and decided on a different journey at different times in your history.
I went to a channeling once where they said that I was from Lemuria. Is that true?
Yes, a lot of souls that are on the planet now were.
Am I there? Am I there simultaneously as I'm here right now?
No, it was cleared.
And was Linda in Lemuria?
Yes.
Okay. What's the difference between Lemuria and Atlantis?
Two different realms.
All right. Okay, I'll ask about Atlantis.
Atlantis was dark and light from the beginning and swayed towards darkness, and again, having a very high intelligence, the technology was able to destroy other parts of the cosmos. So they too were brought to an end, which mostly they meted out on themselves. And that realm was put deep in the ocean, held in another dimension, but will be accessible and found at some point, if not already.